everyone. Sorry we're a little late, and also just learned that you can hear me when the intro is going on. So, hi, and welcome to the first episode of Dana Reviews Things. Apologies to those who thought they were coming on for an episode of Drinking with Dana, but due to real life being real life and being very, very busy lately, I didn't have time to prepare one of those episodes, and I've had this idea of, checking out some things like canned cocktails, which is what tonight's episode is about, for a while, and I thought I'd give it a go, since it requires a lot less prep. However, the omens tonight haven't been great. I've already managed to drop my lipstick on the shirt I was going to wear, so if anyone has a good suggestion for getting lipstick out of a rayon polyester blend, let me know. And then I spilled ice all over the floor, so wait for Act 3 when that one piece of ice I missed causes me to go skidding across the room. And then I just now discovered that the audio is, you can hear me while the intro is going on. So, we're off to a fantastic start this evening.
I would like to add that it is still Drinking with Dana because you will be definitely drinking tonight.
Yes. And as you can see, we have a live studio audience in the form of Lori. Lori is going to be helping me test out these drinks, which let me get to. So, I am going to be reviewing, and I'm not going to necessarily be rating or comparing or anything like that. I'm just going to judge each of these on their own merits. I had a few criteria that I went into when I bought these. First is, you had to just be able to buy one of them. You didn't have to buy a 4-pack or a 6-pack or a 12-pack. There are a lot of them out there, but there are very few I could find just one at a time. The second is, they had to be relatively reasonably priced. And I did, by the way, I got one that's more than one, but it's in a single bottle, so I kind of fudged it a little bit there. Let's see. I wanted to find drinks that were actually canned cocktails and not just sort of like wine spritzers or hard lemonade, as Lori says, and things like that. Now, there's one that's questionable there, but since it's very popular with a certain wife of mine, it made the cut. And let's see. Also, hi everyone. Tanya Marie and Winter Vespers and Repentant Imp and Ogre Marco. Everyone out there, good to see you. Ogre says, do I hear Kitty? Yes, you heard Lily wandering.
You'll probably hear it again.
And you'll probably hear her again because she is codependent with Lori and so cannot be very far away. Also, she's not currently being played with, which means she is in incredible distress right now. That cat will play 24 hours a day, 7 days a week if she's allowed. Tanya Marie says, my kitty has come in to watch with me. Aww, that's sweet. Well, hello, kitty. And Repentant says, hooray, fantastic start. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, so that was kind of my criteria. Let's see, I think there were a lot of great cocktails out there. I tried to limit myself to about 5. I have one more in the fridge, which, if it seems like we haven't done enough by the end of the night, I might break that one out, but it's one someone gave me, and it's more of a wine spritzer than an actual cocktail. Let's see. Only one of these have I ever tasted before, and that just barely. There were a bunch more out there, so if people like this, please let me know. We can certainly do another one. If people don't think this is as interesting as a Drinking with Dana, then we'll never do it again. Or at least, we'll try and limit them a lot more. Let me know what you think. But first thing we're gonna have to do is get a drink in my hand. Now, let me tell you what we've got here that we're gonna go with. The one that I got the whole bottle of is glass vodka mixed red cherry and lime. And the reason I fudged a little bit on that is because it's a local distillery, and it was different than anything else I had seen. There were a lot of mules. That was another thing I tried to avoid, was things that it's just you mix two things together and that's your cocktail, because that's almost as easy as just opening the can. Um, oh, and Lori is commenting in the chat as well. Let's see. Repentive says that her dog's eyes became big saucer eyes when Lily meowed, and he's 5 pounds. He probably thinks the kitty will eat him. And Lori says she would because she's 8 pounds, so I guess she'd try. Anyway, so Glass Vodka is the local champion. I also got a Faux Pas Bartlett Pear Vodka Mule, which is probably where I'm going to start because I think that's going to be the lightest in taste, but that's a guess. I've never had either of these. This is one that was recommended by Greg on How to Drink when he did his version of reviewing canned cocktails, which he's done a bunch of those too, and Anyway, Craft House Cocktails Pineapple Daiquiri. It was one of the few he actually really liked, so I wanted to give that a try. This one, now I'm sure everyone out there has probably seen these in their local grocery stores. It is a Buzzball, or Buzzballs Chillers, and it's a cocktail in a ball, and I've seen these things for as cheap as $1 over the summer. This one was like $3 or something. But yeah, I've always kind of wanted to try one and never quite got around to it, so today's the day. And the last one in the giant can is the Jack Daniel's Southern Peach. Now this, of all of these, this is the only one I've tried. And what happened with this is I opened it up, poured it into a glass, said, this is really good. You know, I bet Lori would like this. And then handed it to her, and she said, mine. And I've never had any since.
I said, can I have this while taking it away from you? That's
yes.
different.
It was, the impression, the vibe was the same. Anyway, so we're going to save that for last because I know Lori's going to like it. And also I have a vague idea of it. But, Ogre says that I see those, presumably the Buzzballs, at the Winco, and that is a bad sign. Yeah, no, I do not have high hopes for the Buzzball. But I figured might as well give it a chance. You never know what's going to surprise you. So, as I said, I think I'm going to start with the Faux Pas Bartlett Pear Vodka Mule. This is 8% by alcohol. It is described as vodka with sparkling water and natural flavors, which does not actually a mule make. A mule is traditionally a spirit with ginger beer in it, and so it's it should have a lot of ginger. A Moscow Mule is vodka and ginger beer. I'm blanking on the others, but that is the prototypical one. You normally serve it in the copper mug and all that. So I am going to pour that into, I've got a bunch of different glasses just lined up here, and I haven't really checked these ahead of time. Say anything? Oh, the ad copy is aromas of ginger and fresh Bartlett pear open up in the bold yet balanced acidity of telling your life story to your cab driver.
What?
All right. It is best served cold, so we know that. And this is actually, and it's from the Faux Pas Cocktail Company. So
we have to produce our own cab driver.
Oh, and it's in Modesto, California. And no, we are not going to produce our own cab driver. So, let's see, what is the best? Actually, not. I think, yeah, we'll go with this glass. And it doesn't say to serve it over ice or anything like that. So this is, I did not read this carefully enough because this is a little bit, I'm worried this could be just like a wine spritzer type thing, but. All right, so, I mean, it looks, like it has, looks like a ginger ale actually ginger ale rather than ginger beer, nice and light.
It looks like TV white wine. So if they're drinking white wine on TV, it looks like this.
It's got some bubbles in it. Actually, it looks a little bit more like Martinelli's is kind of what it looks like, but let's see. It smells like pear, so I'm pretty happy. Let's see. Darth Christoph says, I had some of those peach ones at New Year's. Uh, Tanya says, quote, natural, end quote, flavors. And also, says Darth Crystal, also, quote, flavors, end quote. So anyway, this, like I say, smells like pear. Not bad. Well, wait on that. So the first taste was definitely pear, definitely a pear juice type thing. It didn't really come across as that artificial, but then after a second or so, it started tasting more and more chemical. I'm not that crazy about that. I guess it's kind of a dry aftertaste, like dry wine. Um, let's see. Ogre Marco says, gotta give it a jam, as the kids say. Actually, they don't. And that's some Madison with a Y, but not where you think kind of ad copy. Yes. Tony Marie says it's got a champagne look on camera. I can see that. It's a lot more yellow in person. I tend to think of champagne being almost clear, but you're right. A TV set designer would use this as champagne, except it doesn't have quite, the bubbles fade pretty fast from what I'm seeing. So let me give another taste here. And again, when you have it in your mouth, you get that pear, maybe just a hint of ginger, really not that much ginger, which you're expecting from a mule. No lime flavor, which again, often part of a mule. And then I'm not getting quite as much chemical dry taste at the end as before, but still there. Would you like to try this one?
Sure.
All right. Here you go.
Thank you.
It's not bad.
It does smell a little bit like pear.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little.
And now she's making a face, which you can't see on camera.
Yeah, that's right. I'm allowed to make faces now because we're not at a winery.
Yeah.
I'll
explain that in a
faces
minute.
In a winery.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not natural in any way.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to say that. I kind of wonder if the water is also just some kind of chemical as opposed to water.
Well, there's not water, but it's,
I'm getting more floral than pear.
Yeah.
And then kind of a chemical afterburn.
Yeah, that is fair. So I'm kind of wondering if this is what there's a difference here, but I'm wondering if this is what I think pear is supposed to smell like, or if it's what pear actually smells like. And same thing with the taste. So, I don't know. I'm not saying I won't finish this, because, wasting alcohol is a sin. I'm not going to finish it right now, though. Maybe it'll open up a little bit over time. I don't think it will, but, it's worth a shot. If I recall correctly, this one I got at Whole Foods, and it was like $5.50 for a, let's see, how big is this can? 250 ml can. So it was actually one of the more expensive ones, and I had good hopes for it, but oh well. So, Lori's winery story. Yeah, so I used to work in Napa at a winery, and we would go up, and my folks always loved to go wine tasting through Napa. And actually, no, I met you long after I had stopped working at the winery.
But your parents still like to go.
But yeah, my parents loved wine tasting. That's why I started working at the winery. Anyway, so we were visiting my parents up in Napa. We've been a few times, and the thing is, Lori doesn't like wine. And the people who work at the wineries, at the bars, took that as a personal affront. And they were like, oh, we'll find something that you like. And so they would pull out, and it doesn't help that my dad's really charming, and we know the ways to be nice to people behind the bar at the winery, and we actually are nice to the people behind the bar. And so they'd be like, oh, well, if you'd like this, and pull out some incredible bottle of wine that had my dad's and my jaw on the floor, and Lori'd be like, make a face, and it's like, it tastes like paint thinner. Hand it to us, and we were like, oh, thank you. So yeah, we kind of liked having her with us for that. Lori's tastes, at least at the time, they may have evolved a little bit. She's shaking her head at that, but are basically, if you can pour it over pancakes, then she'll like it. So anyway, let's see. Darth Christoph says maybe it'll get good later, and maybe we can do. Maybe then we can ride Yoshi to the Magic Mushroom Kingdom. Ogre Barker says, "Oh, de pear cocktail." Yeah, it smells lovely. Winter Vesper saying, "I can see the ad. Only the afterburn is chemical." Repentant says, "Maybe it's a burro." I don't get that one, but
instead of a mule.
Oh, instead of a mule, it's a burro. I get it. Yeah, that very. Like I say, I'm still frazzled from dropping my lipstick on my shirt. I'm kicking myself. Anyway, Ogre Barker says, I don't like wine either, but I love cheese and grapes, and so wine tastings are still a win. Yeah, I can see that. That's fine. There was actually San Michel Winery here used to have, I think it was like Concord grape juice, some very lovely grape juice that they always served the kids that were on the wine tasting tours with their parents, so they got to have a glass of something red too. Tanya says, Lori, that's how my wife is with beer. When we do tastings, she takes a small sip and says, yep, it's beer, and then gives it to me. It's nice to have a designated driver, isn't it? All right, red cherry and lime from Glass Vodka mixed. Let's see, vodka with natural flavors added. It's 10% alcohol by volume, or 20 proof. 375 ml bottle, and it was $13 for this bottle at Whole Foods. Produced and bottled by Glass Distillery in Seattle, Washington. Serve chilled, shake well before serving. Created by Ian McNeil, founder of Glass Distillery. There is ad copy. Natural cherry and real lime juice, plus agave nectar and the elegance of Glass Vodka equal the ideal cherry lime cocktail. Glass Vodka mixed. Glass Vodka mixed is a line of premium, ready-to-drink cocktails made with simple, all-natural ingredients. Just chill, shake well, serve on ice, with a wheel of lime for a new, refreshing favorite. A modern tribute to a classic perfected by Glass Vodka. Well, I've never actually had a red cherry and lime before, so I don't know if I'm the right person to judge whether it's a perfection of the classic. But I do have some ice here, so I will put some over ice. A lot of the pre-mixed cocktails, I've noticed, are made with basically beer or neutral spirits or something. If they're actually saying that it's a named vodka, and which if it's coming from your distillery, I imagine it would be, and actually name what the ingredients are in there, I have high hopes. All right, and what did they say it was? Actual agave nectar instead of like high fructose corn syrup. That's promising. So got some ice in here. Ooh, nice color to it. Sort of a brick red. I'm only pouring a little bit. I can certainly pour more, but don't want it to go to waste. All right, so what it looks like, sort of a brownish brick red. Oh, and Anonymous is back and has gifted a tier 1 subscription to Darth Christoph. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Anonymous. You are fantastic as always. I appreciate you being here. And not just because you keep throwing money at me. I appreciate everyone being here, let's be honest. All right. So, let's see. Darth Christoph said that sounds like my kind of booze. I assume with the pouring it over pancakes. Repentant Imp says it sounds like this goes with pancakes. So
Usually have vodka with pancakes.
it does. It does smell like cherry. Like a. I don't know. Again, I'm not sure if I could tell the difference between a good cherry syrup and just cherry juice. So let's give it a try. Well, that's very nice.
Ooh.
And I'm not getting any of the chemical taste. It does taste a lot like Bing cherry juice. Wow, that is nice, actually. So high. This is good for the hometown team. Let me give this one more. Definitely a little on the tart side. You taste the lime in there, which you would expect. And it's not. I wouldn't say it's super sweet cherry flavor, but it is definitely. You can't taste the alcohol in it, so that's one thing. But you wouldn't expect something with vodka in it to be spirit forward. It does taste like fruit juice, and I think the thing I was thinking of when I was smelling it is this smells like a cocktail I've made before. It actually smells like a homemade cocktail, or like a cocktail I would get at a bar. So I'm very very happy with this. Lori, do you want to give it a try?
Sure.
Now again, it might be too sour for you, but I don't know.
Yeah, without the ice, this would be the kind of thing that they would serve to the vampire in the bar who would then say, "I don't drink wine."
Yes, yeah.
Anyway.
She is making a quizzical face as she smells it.
It kind of smells like cherries a little bit.
Ogre,
Mostly it just smells fresh.
Ogre asked what this one's called again. It is the red cherry and
You
lime.
can show the bottle to
Yep,
the camera.
here's the bottle. There. What do you think?
It tastes amazingly like tart cherry juice.
Yeah.
There's just a tiny bit of lime in there to kind of round it out so it's not sort of a jagged feel in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I usually like stuff a lot sweeter, but in a pinch I would drink this.
Okay. Yeah, I taste a little bit more lime than you do, but I think you're right. It tastes like juice. I mean, it tastes fresh and you know, not that we drink cherry juice a whole lot, but we do like cherries, and you know we get them around here. I would say definitely Bing or other red cherry, and like Lori says, a little on the tart side. And Repentant Imp says add a little simple syrup for Lori. Would you like to try that?
Sure.
I'm gonna have one more sip before I do that, but
It's sort of real stuff.
I have some of the my regular simple syrup around here somewhere.
Did you finally put it in the...
I may have actually put it in the fridge. Oh no, it's right here.
It was hiding.
It might be the top might be fused shut because I have not. That's the one downside to this very nice syrup dispenser I have here, is that it eventually grows sugar crystals around the around the top and the dispenser, and then becomes very hard to get open.
Oh, I usually just run it under the hot water.
Well, yeah, you can just run under hot water, but I didn't want to do that right now. And there. That should be enough. Set that over here. Grab a swizzle to stir it up a little bit. Alright, you want to give that a try?
Sure. That did it.
So yes.
Repentant Imp, you're a genius.
Yeah, that turns it into just straight out cherry juice.
So dangerous because it has alcohol in it.
Yes, that's 10% alcohol. So yes, I personally think it's a little more interesting without the simple syrup. But if you have a sweet tooth like Lori, then that might be the way to go. Let's see. Repentant, but yeah. Let's see. All right. Oh, and then Winter Vesper says, I do add maple syrup to my tea, so pancake worthy is a plus. So yeah. Now, again, this is from a local distillery that I got at a local Whole Foods. So I'm not sure if you can where you'll be able to find that if you're not in the local area, but if you can, I recommend that one. That one is fantastic. I'm glad I got. I was worried that I was going to get this big bottle and then it was just going to be awful. And you know what? I just realized I don't think I shook it up all that much, but I'm not seeing that much sediment at the bottom of this one. I have to remember that for the next one though. So yeah, no, that is great. Would you like to finish this up?
I would prefer not to get drunk, and you know how fast I get drunk.
Yes, she does get drunk a little on the fast side. All right, so we are now going to move to the Craft House Cocktails Pineapple Daiquiri. Made with pineapple-infused aged rum, real lime, and aromatic bitters. This one is 13.6% alcohol, which I think is the highest of all these. That's a bit more like an actual cocktail. Although 10% is not, that there are some that are around there. Let's see. And then Real Craft Cocktails, enjoy over ice, which we'll do. Some settling is natural, turn gently. Made with plantation rum, I believe that is. Yeah, plantation rum. Matt Linder and Charles Jolly, friends with 40 plus years behind the bar, founded Craft House believing it was possible to create a perfectly balanced bottled cocktail using only all natural ingredients and premium spirits. Learn about Craft House and the unique history of the cocktail in your hands at crafthousecocktails.com. Be part of the fun. Drink Craft House. All right. 200 ml bottle here, and serve it over ice. So, get some ice here. I should probably have gotten more ice out. I just didn't want to have to run the ice maker every time we switched cocktails. So, oh, by the way, I should note. There we go. I should note earlier. I mentioned that this was. Or actually, I think I posted the preview of the ad because I was every time I do new art, I put up on my personal Discord that ask what people think of the art, if there's anything I could correct, if I've spelled anything wrong in the ad, that kind of thing. And Ogre said, canned cocktails, I can't wait. And I honestly couldn't tell if he was being sarcastic or not because of the way it was phrased, and just because I know Ogre. And I'm guessing right now Mickey is elbowing him in the side or something to that effect. So, all right, here we go. Pineapple Daiquiri. Again, I have high hopes for this one. Let's see. Put that one back in there. It's closed up. That's another thing I like about both this and the red cherry lime. You can close them back up again and not have to have the whole thing. It smells like rum. That is a good sign. It means they actually use some. Ogre says, it was a pun and I just take every chance at a pun. Okay, that makes sense. Yes, that explains the capitalization. I was thinking that was a typo at the time, but yes, well done. Cheers to you, sir. Okay, so that is, you definitely get the pineapple flavor. It looks like it's been clarified. So it's a very light pineapple. Definitely spirit forward, which is another way of saying it tastes like rum. Like good rum. Plantation is a lovely rum, and I kind of wish I had thought about getting that for my current bottle of gold rum right now. this does taste like a daiquiri that you would get at a bar. Now, I will say it's a little more spirit forward. I'm not a big fan of spirit forward drinks. Um, I I don't dislike them. I know Lori's not a big fan usually, but
They just sort of burn out the flavor of everything else that I should be tasting for me. So.
and that's it. Now this is, as I said, a very good rum. Oh, and by the way, hello Ska. She's there saying "R rum," which is a fair. That is actually that would should be the review of this drink because it is very, you do get some pineapple in there. Mm. And it's not chemically, chemical y, or it tastes like actual pineapple, but it's not even. Pineapple can be a very overwhelming ingredient to work with. I mean, pineapple is a fruit that's trying to kill you after you eat it, because it's so acidic, and even just working with it, your hands feel weird afterwards. That is all toned way down to like a 2 on the scale of 1 to 10. Whereas you can taste the good rum. It's not, alcohol burny flavors, but you can definitely taste the rum. So, Tanya Marie says, I do enjoy dark rum and pineapple as a mix. Interesting. I don't think I've ever tried that. I do have some good dark rum that I absolutely adore. That is one of the few spirits I drink neat. But
Chinese New Year.
One of Lori's favorite drinks is called a Chinese New Year, and I'm going to tell this.
Also rum and pineapple.
No, it's tequila and pineapple.
Oh, it's tequila. I'm sorry, I thought it was.
Yeah. I will do that one of these days on the show. But she is making a face as she sniffs it.
It smells like perfume.
Interesting. I did not get that association.
It's not quite floral, but it's in the area of that to me.
I'm wondering if you're smelling my perfume that somehow rubbed off on the
I don't
glass.
think so. I don't think so. I'll find out soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rum. I can kind of taste the pineapple a little bit after the rum flavor kind of dissipated.
Mm-hmm.
I can't explain, but I'll try. When I normally drink things that are very alcohol forward,
Mm-hmm.
there's usually a burning sensation involved with that. And this does not have one. This one is very smooth. It's not quite as sweet as I would like, but so I probably wouldn't drink it, but
Mm-hmm.
it's different. I thought it would be worse than that. So is that a glowing recommendation?
No, that is a fair assessment. For people who like spirit forward cocktails, that is a very good one, and it's a very. It's not what you're expecting though, because usually when you get into tropical drinks where you have pineapple and especially like coconut and all that, you expect it to be a big sugar bomb of pineapple and coconut and stuff and cream and that kind of thing. Whereas this is a much more elegant, much more subdued drink.
Yeah, you don't get the cloying of the fruit juices. It's
Mm-hmm.
very, like I said, it's very smooth.
Mm-hmm. It's in many ways it's the exact opposite of the last one, of the red cherry lime, but they're both very good, just in very different ways. And that one I am going to finish, just not necessarily right now. And this, by the way, is Lily. Everyone in the chat is going a little nuts for her. She's who you heard meowing earlier.
She is 6 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and so much energy.
Yes.
Like at some point, cats calm down and start sleeping more, but that hasn't happened yet, and I'm waiting.
Ogre says pineapple can cover how nasty Yukon Jack is. Ask me how I know. Yeah, no, I have a Yukon Jack story. Actually, no, Yukon Jack or Southern Comfort involves an ice cave, and if anyone ever saves up enough channel points, I will tell that story. Anyway, I think she would like to go to her mama. So,
Yes, baby, it's okay.
Anyway, so... Oh.
Can I be on screen?
Yeah, oh yes. This is
Hello.
Lori, by the way. So now you've actually seen Lori's face. I don't know what that means, but it sounds ominous.
Well, they have proof I exist now.
Yes. And now there's cat hair floating through the air like snow.
It will garnish the drinks nicely.
Yes. So, yes. All right. Well, I would show you Becky, but she is smartly hiding somewhere else. All right. So we're now going to go to the buzzball. I should also point out, because I don't think I mentioned it, but another inspiration for this show is if you've ever seen it, Matt on It's a Southern Thing, which is another YouTube channel, does a show called Bless Your Rank, where he takes 5 or 7 random things and then puts them in order.
Of a type.
Of a type, yes.
It's not like he's doing pickles and, oatmeal. Yeah. It's, the same type of thing.
So he does like, fast food biscuits, or, he does a lot of fast food stuff. But he also does, like, someone sent him a bunch of random Japanese snacks, so he ordered those, and ranked those, I should say. So he was a little bit of an inspiration. We love watching his stuff, and like I say, Greg, who's always an inspiration for this channel on how to drink, has done a few of these. So, but I wanted to call out It's a Southern Thing. All right, so I am supposed to. I'm a little worried about the way they phrase this. It says "shake well." Sort of bracketed around women owned. So I don't know if you can see that there. That's do not shake the women who own this. Anyway, this is all right. So this is very interesting actually. So it is orange wine with coconut, pineapple, and lime juices and natural flavors. So I was trying to stay away from wine-based things, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But it is also the highest percent alcohol at 15%. So, which is pretty standard for wine, but that's for wine without other stuff added to it. Let's see, government warning. So, some sort of code for when it was produced. Made with recycled plastic. I will say that is this is the only one. Well, let's see. So the vodka red lime cherry is in a glass bottle. The faux pas mule was in a can. I assume that's recyclable. The Craft House is in a aluminum bottle, which is nice and recyclable. And Jack Daniels is in a big aluminum can. This is in a plastic bottle that they claim is recyclable. The other thing about it is it does not feel that cold when I'm holding it. So I'm going to shake this, and then they don't say to pour it over ice, but I'm kind of wondering if I should.
But if it's wine, do you really want to put ice in it?
If it's going to be a cocktail.
All right.
So, I mean, well,
I'll
try it. I'll try it with and without. How about that? All right.
Yeah, that one trip on my birthday when the bartender sent up 6 glasses, to each of them. There were only 3 different types of whiskey, I guess I was taking.
Oh yeah, you did a whiskey
And you put
flight.
ice in the second one, and it does. I was so surprised at how much it changes the flavor.
Yes. So as much as Lori is not a big alcohol fan, a fan of alcohol flavors, she was loves brandies. And really enjoyed a whiskey flight one year for her birthday at the late lamented Lot 3. Such a great bar. All right, so that should be shaken up enough. We'll try it first without. I was expecting that this was gonna have coconut in it and be cloudy and all that. Now I am noticing. Let me see if I can fish this out. There was a chunk of something floating in it. which, let me
You
see.
can show to the camera if you really want to.
No. It feels, okay, that is coconut fat. So, that's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, that was coconut fat that was just solidified in there, so maybe I didn't shake it enough. We'll find out. Anyway, usually a colada is opaque white. Lucas Dom says, "Hey Dana, what did the fish say when he swam into a wall?" I do not know. Let's
If I
see.
was the fish, it would be, "I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize for everything."
Damn. Very nice. Very good, Lucas. All right. So Ogre says, "I'm on the edge of my seat here. We're gonna see a face." Tanya Marie boos the. Oh, be polite, Tanya. Unless well, actually, for a joke like that, maybe the booing is the desired response.
I believe she was well within her rights.
Yes. You're welcome. It's don't worry. She has booed better jokes than that. Tanya's mean. All right. It smells like coconut. So that was definitely coconut fat in there, or coconut oil. So it tastes like coconut.
And that's the nicest thing you can say from that face.
Yeah, it tastes like coconut and chemicals. Lucas says, Lucas Dom says, Tanya, what do you call a fish without an eye? And Tanya says, ... a fish.
But with no eye in it.
You're right. Oh, of course. All right. So yes, this is not one I would buy again. It tastes like coconut. It smells like coconut, but it tastes like a coconut. Well, it tastes like coconut milk that's been stored in plastic for a while, which maybe is what happened to it. But it's yeah.
Thank you all for tuning in to watch my wife make faces.
Quite frankly, our hit rate has been pretty good so far. The faux pas wasn't great, but it wasn't, I'll probably still finish it. The red cherry lime, very good. The pineapple daiquiri, very good. Like I say, the Jack Daniels, I'll explain in a minute, but it's going to be pretty good. This is... Yeah, no, I do not say... Winter Vesper says, when they say made with recycled plastic, they're not kidding. No, they are not. Lori, do you want to throw yourself on this hand grenade? Yeah, it is.
Let me begin by saying it's a pretty color, so I'll have at least said one good thing about it.
Yeah, no, it isn't.
I think it's a pretty color. Maybe not a pretty color for something you want to drink.
Yeah, there's
But it is pretty if you wanted to, decorate with it or scare away trick-or-treaters.
It's sort of a translucent yellow.
It smells like coconut.
Mm-hmm. It really does.
Okay. It's sweeter than the other drinks mostly. And the sweet's killing the chemical flavor for me a little bit. I probably couldn't drink much of this because it's just so much
coconut
stuff in one drink. I mean, it's not just how much coconut it is. There are other fruit flavors in there, and they are all having a Thunderdome sort of effect. And really, I think that whatever the main alcohol is really winning that, no matter how hard Tina Turner sings.
Yeah, no, that's the thing is it does not taste like wine. It tastes a lot more like a distilled spirit is in here, like cheap vodka. let's see. Yeah, Repentant Imp says the drink lost me a blob of coconut bat. Ogre Marco says, yeah, no. And also, this is why I was excited right here. Winter Wrestler says, actual laugh tears here from that comment at Repentant Imp. Let's see. Darth Christoph says, can't we just get beyond Thunderdome? So yes, I knew the job was dangerous when I took it. This was I was not expecting much, and boy did it deliver. So yeah, I'm gonna say pass on the buzzball from here on out. All right, the last one is Jack Daniel's Southern Peach, which is, as you can hear, one of Lori's favorites. So again, this is a, what is it? How big is it? 23 and a half fluid ounce can. I believe this was $4. So you know you're in for a winner there. It is 4.8% alcohol by volume. So it's down at a low level for beer. You know, I think the highest one we had was that Buzzball at 15. Most of the others have been around 10 to 13. I think the first one was 8. So, you know, you normally think of a cocktail at around, 8 to 15, well, 10 to 15, unless it's a really, strong drink. Like I say, this is very light on alcohol. Darth Christoph says, it's good for chugging. Scott says, tall girl can. Yes, it is. Let's see. Darth Christoph said, something about mine was in bottles that I made absolute sense at the time. I'm absolutely positive. Scott says, love peach drinks. And then you would probably like this one. So yes, it is a light drink for, summer day. I think it would be perfect on a summer day, just sitting and sipping for an evening. This is a lot of drink. That is kind of my only objection to this is if you open up this can, that's what you're drinking for the rest of the night. They do sell it in smaller bottles, but those you have to buy a 6-pack of. This you can buy one and maybe split it amongst a few friends. And you'll notice I'm pouring it into a nice big glass because you can drink a lot of it. Don't worry about ice. There is no ad copy on here, I don't think. They're big letters, contains alcohol, 4.8% alcohol by volume. I'm guessing they don't want people to think it's an energy drink or something. Anyway, so let's give it a try. As you can see, it looks exactly like peach soda. And spoiler alert, it tastes like peach soda. It tastes like, those gummy rings, the peach gummy rings? That is exactly what it smells like. And let's see. Darth Christoph says, I got a 6-pack of Jack Daniel peach bottles that were like 12 ounces each. Yes, that's the other form that they come in, is I think a 12-ounce bottle, but you have to buy 6 of them. I've never seen those individually. So it tastes like peach soda. You cannot taste any alcohol. There's not really nuance here. It's actually kind of refreshing. Lori is lining up at the gate, like the big grin on her face because she knows she loves these. Mickey is talking for Ogre Marco there, saying that she would love that. I'm sure you would. These are just.
I believe Mickey would love this.
Yes. So these are, they're big cans of tasty peach soda. All right, Lori, you want to bake your, like I say, no nuance, no subtlety. I mean, this is on the edge of being a cocktail, but
it doesn't smell like a peach. Like if you open a peach and cut it open, it doesn't necessarily smell like that. It smells more like the innards of a peach pie, if that helps, in my opinion.
Yeah. To me, it smells like gummy candy.
Because I can smell the peanut and the sweet, but it's not quite the peach of a gummy candy to me.
Okay.
It's got some nice carbonation going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually like things with carbonation. And then after you taste the immediate, like your tongue gets overwhelmed with a little bit of carbonation. Then as that fades, it kind of becomes that sweet peach flavor. There's not a lot of, depth in there, but I mean, I also really like spaghetti and I don't require a ton of depth in the red sauce. So, I mean, that's kind of how this stuff is, I think. I just really like it. And if I drink like half of that can, I will be under that table. So,
yeah. Of course, you can keep sipping it all night if you'd like. No, well, yeah, you can have that one. I think we're done. I'll go back to some of the others while we discuss, but maybe not the buzzball there. Here, I'll go back to the. I think this was the pineapple daiquiri here. Anyway, so yeah, no, it is a perfectly decent drink, which is one of the reasons why I brought it here with us. Just because it's, like I say, it's on the edge of what a cocktail should be. It's more like a alcoholic soda, but if you're in the mood for that, it's fine. It's perfectly good. I'm not going to turn my nose up at it. That's just, I can, usually I can't get one because someone else is drinking all. Anyway, now she's sticking her tongue out at me.
Because I'm mature.
Anyway, so what do y'all think? Do you have any questions about what we tried here today? Like I say, the only one that might be a little tricky to get your hands on is the glass vodka one. The rest, I'm not sure about the faux pas. It's from Modesto, California. So maybe if you're on the West Coast, you can get it. Maybe not so much on the East or in the Midwest. But the rest of them should be pretty much national. I'm trying to see where the craft house is. It's from American Canyon, California. But I guess Greg apparently got them, and he's in New Jersey. What was this? Thank you, Ogre. He says, fine episode, learned some new stuff. Saw an atrocity. Yeah, yes. That's... All right, well, if we, also, since this is going up on YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube, let me know in the comments if you think this is worth doing again. It sounds like the audience here thinks we might do a part 2 and part 3 or something like that. Ogre Marco says Glass Vodka has a tasting room, I guess. I will have to go there if I can get a designated driver once the, COVID is over, or at least, I feel safe enough doing that. Because I think they did have a few other flavors. This was the one, again, I think they had a mule and something else. Now, there are a lot of other cocktails out there. There was one I've had before that I was going to get. It was the Cutwater Mai Tai that looked really good, but I couldn't find that except in like 4 and 6 packs. There was one I almost got. I'm trying to remember the name of it, but it was a mojito, and I'm not usually a fan of mojitos. I've only had a few of them, and something about them tasted off to me. So I didn't think it would be a fair thing for me to judge. But in the future, I can find others. There are plenty of them out there these days. There's a restaurant over in a neighborhood of Seattle that we love to go to that cans their own cocktails and sends them out, and those are always amazing. But I figured, since we have a nationwide audience here, that wouldn't really be fair to do. Let's see. Ogre says that Glass Vodka has a couple of lemonades and a Bloody Mary style thing. The blueberry lemonade sounds like... Yes, Dry Fly also, which is another local distillery. I normally use their gin if I can. I haven't seen it lately. But they also do a canned blueberry lemonade, which I'm trying to remember if I've ever actually had. I've seen it, and I keep thinking I should get some of it, and I'm not sure if I ever actually got around to doing that. But yeah, no, there are a lot of good canned cocktails out there, a lot of good local ones. Let me know if there's any that you've always wanted to, hear about or thought about trying, but never quite got around to, or just don't want to buy them unless you have someone else taste them. let me know, and I will look into that for another episode. Um, so I'm speaking of future episodes, just to let you know. Um, I say my life is kind of crazy right now, but I'm going to try and do a regular drinking with Dana for the next in 2 weeks, which is early February. I think it's the what? Not the 12th. Is it 22nd minus 4, 8. I think it's the 8th, February 8th. Oh, Glass Vodka does ship. So if you're out of the Seattle area and you can't find it at your local stores, you can get some in. All right. Anyway, so for the 8th, I'm going to try and do a regular drinking with Dana. I have an idea for one of the cocktails I want to do for that, but I need to work out the other cocktail and the snack to go with that. February 22nd, I'm going to be just back from a game convention. I think I've mentioned this before. And we do a lot of drinking at these game conventions, so I think I'm probably gonna skip that one and just not do anything because I'll only have been back for like a day or two before the show is supposed to happen, and I do have to do some preparation for that con and stuff.
It was over President's Day weekend, which
It's
is easy earlier in the month.
No, I checked it. We're going to be coming back the day on the Monday right before that. So I think I'm going to skip that one. So unfortunately, in January and February, there's only going to be one actual drinking with Dana. But if I can figure out something to do for that 22nd, I will. But I'm probably just going to skip that one. Which will also give you some time to do some prep for more stuff coming on. And then I think I mentioned this in the previous episode that, rather in the last Drinking with Dana, that I'm going to be out for surgery sometime in March or April. And so when I find out when that is, I don't get to schedule that. They tell me when it happens. And then it may or may not impact the shooting schedule. So if it does, I'll let you know, and I might be able to do say a review of the cocktails at the Tonga Room in San Francisco or something. Let's see. Repentant says there's going to be yes, you are well aware, Repentant, that there's going to be alcohol at the con.
There's something to be said for sobriety when I go to those conventions and then get to make fun of all of those drunk people.
Yeah, well, Ogre Marco says no hangover cure episode. That would be tempting, but a lot of the hangover cures have like entire eggs in them, and
raw eggs.
Entire raw eggs.
I'm gonna do that.
Or yeah, I think we'll skip that one. Winter Vesper says I really enjoyed tonight. In case you ever think about doing more of this, I almost definitely will. Like I say, this was really low prep. I just had to go out and buy everything, so that was not the easiest part because it was not free. But other than that, no, it was really fun and really easy for me. So I'm glad people are enjoying this. I will definitely do a part 2 sometime in the future. Tanya Marie says, "Gotta run. Had fun listening. Take care, Tanya. I hope you have a good time." Wherever it is you're going. And Ogre Marco says, my hangover cure is a meatball sub. So funny story, they did a scientific study and determined that the absolutely best hangover cure is a bacon sandwich. Just bacon between 2 slices of toast. And it turns out that gives you all the amino acids and things that your body needs to recover from drinking.
And a bunch of water.
Well, that and a bunch of water, because it's got all the salt and electrolytes and things you need too. Let's see. All right. Scott says thank you for the show. Yeah, I think we're gonna finish up here tonight. Thank you all.
A lot of drinking.
Yeah, I got to finish all these up before the ice melts. So thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. Part 2 will come someday in the future. When I figure things out, I may end up doing sort of off weeks, but I'll let you know well in advance if anything like that happens. If you follow me I'm not so much on Twitter anymore, but I'm on Mastodon, and I will let people know on YouTube before I do a off week episode or anything like that. Otherwise, every other week I will have something up here, and I will see you then. Take care, everyone. Oh, I'm supposed to raid. I should raid, see if there's anyone to raid to. Hold on just one moment. Let's see. Where's it? And of course, no one is on that I would really recommend. So, all right, nope, never mind. We'll just call it here. All right, thank you, everyone. Take care.